Today's NFL Mailbag and Smooth Sack Summer is made possible by Manscaped. 20% off and free shipping on all their top-of-the-line men's grooming products over at manscaped.com/chat. First up from Adam White, what do you think the Bears get for Tevin Jenkins? I think there are major red flags, so maybe at best a late day 2 pick. I think that is the at best, and I think that's probably a bit high, honestly, because I come back to this point. You don't see these players get linked in trades in the reports of, there's interest, unless there's not that much interest, and you have to wait. So I think day 3 might be more likely. The Bears are selling at a low point right now with Tevin Jenkins. So if they do trade him, I would set your expectations fairly low in terms of the return. Maybe a 4th-round pick is what you end up getting from that standpoint. All right, SM. Hot take, Matt Ryan will play worse than Carson Wentz did last year. Carson Wentz's numbers weren't that bad, but when you really dug into it, it was rough. I think it is a hot take, but if Matt Ryan is regressing only moving forward, it is possible. All right, True Lore, should the Niners trade Jimmy G? Yes, they should. It's a matter of can they trade him. $25 million is a bit of an issue at this point in terms of his base salary due. The market dried up. He got the surgery, which was really weird. I think they want to, but unless there's a quarterback injury, might be a little bit trickier than we all thought at the beginning of the offseason. Jamison Clegg, will Baker Mayfield have a comeback season in Carolina? That's the hope, right? For Carolina, at least. He's going to need some adjustment period, having come in kind of late to the offseason in Carolina. I don't believe in Sam Darnold. I don't think Matt Golden Corral is ready yet. So for Matt Rule's job, he needs to. From Seahawks All Day, when and who will sign Odell Beckham? It's a great question. I do think as for the when standpoint, Odell Beckham is going to wait to sign. It makes the most sense for him financially and timing-wise to wait until he's healthy. He's not going to be cleared until September probably more like October, November. So there's no rush. Outside of going back to L.A., there's no rush there. What he could have is wait to sign, and come November, there might be teams that need a receiver, and that could pay him a little bit more, give him more playing time, more targets, more reps, and maximize his long-term earnings. 6 teams, as we sit right now, that have been linked / I think make sense. The LA Rams, obviously, makes sense. The Baltimore Ravens, because they're a bit thin at receiver. Green Bay had interest last year. Didn't sign him. Maybe should have. The Bears are thin at receiver. The Saints, if only because of the Jarvis Landry LSU connection. And the Tennessee Titans could also make some sense from that standpoint in terms of being a decent option with a bit of uncertainty behind Robert Woods and Treylon Burks. So what do you think? Where will Odell Beckham sign? Is it L.A.? Is it somewhere else? Make your predictions for me right now in the comment section at the pinned comment. If the ad break comes on YouTube, take advantage of it. Head down there and let me know. From Nick Fury 55, how can Seattle trade for Jimmy Garoppolo? The tricky part is in-division trade. Money's a bit of a problem as well. I kind of think Seattle doesn't want a proven veteran quarterback. They want to let Drew Lock, Geno Smith compete, and then draft a QB next year. Kind of feels like the vibe I'm getting. So if he gets cut, I have interest. $25 million? You know what? Not so much there. From Footwork Genie 21, who would you have the boys get at running back if Zeke and Pollard are both somehow gone next year? I'd sign a replacement-level veteran, and I would look towards the draft and take somebody in, round 3-ish, somewhere in that range. Like, you could sign a Kareem Hunt. Well, that's off-field stuff. A Raheem Mostert. I think Miles Sanders is a free agent. That's the route I would consider going. I wouldn't break the bank on somebody if you're not going to keep Pollard and or Zeke. You could go try to buy low on a Dearness Johnson, on a David Montgomery potentially, even maybe a Darrell Henderson hypothetically. sign a guy cheap 1-year deal and draft somebody. That's the route I would go if I were Dallas. That's the route I'd go if I had a team in general. I don't want to spend or invest big at the running back position. Today's show is made possible by Manscaped. Smooth Sack Summer is here. And that's right, this summer is to keep your balls cool while still looking hot with Manscaped. 20% off and free shipping on all their men's grooming products at manscaped.com/ that includes the lawnmower 4.0, the best thing available in men's grooming. Keep your balls nice and smooth, keep the bush tied down. You'll have some more success off the field this summer. Keep your balls feeling comfort, by the way, with the Boxers 2.0. Manscaped.com/chat. Links in the comments section and in the description of today's show. From Why Big Jordan, why don't non-Panther fans understand we want to win a title too? These veteran QBs ain't it. So I totally get where you're coming from. But there's also this part, that the decision maker of the organization, Matt Rule, is fighting for his job. As weird as this sounds, his number one priority is not to make sure the young quarterback is set up best for 3 years from now, but to keep his job right now. The veteran QBs, if they're not terrible like they were last year, help Matt Rule do that. Most likely Baker Mayfield. So I like drafting Matt Corral. Give him a chance to grow and develop. Be patient. He needs the time, I believe. See if Baker Mayfield's your guy. If Baker's not your guy, Corral's not ready, Matt Rule gets fired, new regime comes in, build around Matt Corral and or a young quarterback if he ends up not being your guy either. So I get where you're coming from, but your head coach is fighting for his life right now. He's got to win games this second, and veteran QBs are easier to do that with than a third-round first-year player. From Jeff Stamps, will the Titans regret not paying A.J. Brown? Maybe. Is Treylon Burks going to be great or not? If Burks is great, it's all fine. But A.J. Brown was an awesome football player. I would have paid him. I guess Tennessee was never open to going that route. So that's a bit of a red flag from that standpoint. For daily videos right here at Chat Sports, make sure you guys are subscribed. Hit that big red button and subscribe. That way you don't miss out on anything here at Chat Sports. From, I'm going to say it as Broncos Country, let's ride. Does the Broncos trade for Roquan Smith since he's holding out? Ooh, sexy, fun name. I doubt that happens. I think the cost is just probably a little bit too high from that standpoint to be able to net Roquan. The Bears are probably going to pay him. He's a young key piece of the defensive standpoint. I wouldn't bank on that front there. So it's fun. Don't get your hopes up, though. Now, similar question as we just had from Broncos Country. Let's ride. Two-part ask. Number one, all in the same comment, by the way. Shout out your favorite team and name a player you want them to trade for. Drop it for me in the comments section. Jameson Clegg, what position will the Cowboys start in the coming draft? Who knows? We're a year away. Could be tight end. Could be running back. Could be offensive line. Could be defensive line. Could be cornerback. Could be. There's a lot of routes they could go, safety included. I'd probably say running back, tight end, O-line are your betting favorites early on. From Roger Moore, is there even a free agent wide receiver worth signing at this point that isn't hurt, of course? That takes out Odell Beckham. I think Will Fuller, who if he's healthy, Emmanuel Sanders, T.Y. Hilton, all guys, Cole Beasley even are worth exploring. But remember, it is August. Set your expectations correctly. From Robert Bruce, hello, Jack, my Patriot brother. Jack's never above praise or whatever we want to call it. Hello, Tom. Do you think Bill will open up the offense to build with Devontae Parker now in the fold and let Mac air it out? Some buzz, that might be the plan. I like to see him do it. Mac Jones throws a good deep ball. At least he did it at Alabama. Parker brings them some nice size on the outside. They've got some speed already. I am very curious how the Patriots offense looks with Bill Belichick / Wonder Boy Matt Patricia and Joe Judge running the offense. It's weird going on over there, so we'll see what happens. From Iki Leaky, that's a fun name. What is going on with JC Tretter? I don't know. I've actually got two theories. Number one, he is the NFL union head for the players. NFL teams don't like that. He's being blackballed. That's my conspiracy theory. The medical theory is that his knees are messed up and he wants too much guaranteed money to go along with the medical side, and teams are not that intrigued at that cost. With that said, some teams that I think could make some sense. The Bucks just lost Ryan Jensen for at least a pretty good amount of time, and it also feels worth mentioning that although they have a young player behind him in Robert Hainsey, it's JC Tretter. He's really good at football, right? The Raiders, if you don't trust Dylan Parham to play center or Andre James, go get him. My boy Will Scott desperately wants the Miami Dolphins to go get him. I know Vikings fans want JC Tretter. I get that. The 49ers could make some sense with Alex Mack. And even Seattle, if you want a more proven option, I think that could make some sense for Seattle as well. So, prediction time. Will JC Tretter play this year? Type in Y for yes or N for no. Get those predictions in for me in the comments section. From Nick Fury 55, could Kenneth Walker have an offensive Rookie of the Year season and Coby Bryant have a defensive Rookie of the Year season? I think Kenneth Walker has a better chance at the award. Walker is going to get some chances. That team wants to run the football. Also could see Breece Hall or someone else win it. From a defensive Rookie of the Year standpoint, Bryant's got to ball out. There's not going to be a lot of hype early on around him. I know that he's been impressive in camp. I like Coby Bryant. He's got to put up big numbers because the national hype won't be there at the start. So possible, yes, but getting both guys is very, very rare.